Hello, everybody. Let's go ahead and get started with a love reading. I did a really awesome one. I did a live, but then the internet, of course, went out. So it stopped at 6 minutes. So I decided I'm not going to do that. I'm going to go back to recording because we start still in the Mercury direct phase. Still has to get its cosmic coffee and its cosmic yoga before it gets all the momentum. So in the meantime, I guess I can't do lives, although I wanted to. So let's keep going. All right. So, Spirit, please show me what is the most important messages that the collective needs to know about their love life right now and manifesting a new relationship. Hopefully, we can talk about new relationship. That's what we'd like to talk about. Okay. Not these old past ones that have, expired. Okay. So, Spirit, please show me the collective love life. What is the most important messages for the collective when it comes to their love life? Wow. We got Virgo and Cancer. Virgo Cancer works really well together. So let's see what it says. It says signs in love. Virgo. When it comes to romance, Virgo tends to hold back their feelings. They typically wait until someone else declares feelings to them and asks for something in return before opening their own heart. Virgo can overthink their emotions and rationalize matters of the heart. Letting their desire and feelings guide the way is challenging, but once they open up, they'll be in it to win it. Represented as the maiden, Virgo is patient, giving, and people pleasing and should be shown appreciation for their kindness and TLC. And then we have Cancer. Cancer, represented by the crab, has a tender heart and gives all they have to those they love. But the road to unconditional love can take time for a Cancer. They often hide their emotions away beneath their shell until they are sure they have found the right person to open up. Once people have proven themselves trustworthy, Cancer's protective shell begins to fall away. When they are in a committed relationship, Cancer is loving, nurturing, and steadfast, except when they are mad. Then it's time to watch out for the pinchers. So you could have Virgo and Cancer in your chart. It could be a Virgo dealing with a Cancer, Sun, Moon, Rising, Jupiter, Venus, and Mars. Okay. So what is the advice for this? Okay, what do we, wow, okay. We got boundaries and love. Okay. Boundaries. Having sensible boundaries is important and love conquers all. Okay, so setting healthy boundaries in relationships, setting healthy boundaries when it comes to love. For some of you, I think you're okay. Listen, Virgos can tend to have boundaries that are just nobody can get over that wall. Okay, because they can set the bar sometimes so high that no one's ever going to fit that. Okay. Doesn't mean that you need to lower them, but you have to ask yourself which boundaries is actually keeping me from being loved or opening, especially, because Virgos can be very nitpicky. I'm a Virgo. I'm actually 6 placements Virgo. Okay. So I completely understand this one. I've been single for a long time, and I'm kind of the same way. Like I'm okay with being alone. Um, it's say and some like my boundaries are very very up here, and it's going to take a lot for somebody to be able to climb that wall. But it's like once you feel safe, because that's what Cancer represents. It's the safety, it's security, it's feeling like you don't actually have to have that shell, so to speak, the armor that we put on. Okay. And it's like opening yourself up to love and allowing yourself to be loved and nourished and nurtured. But it's through doing the work. Let's see what the relationship message is here. Spirit, please show me what is the relationship message for this reading. What is the most important relationship? So we have milk and honey. Okay. So milk and honey in a relationship, number 51. It adds to a six. Six is all about reciprocity. Milk and honey on in its own talks about the taste of prosperity, opportunities, born of authenticity, nurturing, abundance. Trust that your needs will be met. Relationship message says sensuality, connection, and passion or excuse me, and passionate romance between lovers. Sweet moments of understanding and love among friends and family are all here for you to savor now. Your heart's calling will be answered. Let your thoughts and feelings be sweet with gratitude, and you will be nourished with the honey of abundance. So this is like, this is because for a lot of you, you have set healthy boundaries in your relationships. You teach people how to treat you, and if you don't feel secure in a relationship or safe in a relationship, you know how to opt out. Okay. Virgos can go very cold when it comes to their boundaries. And so when somebody has overstepped that and isn't providing the milk and honey like they would, and cancers, even because cancers are all about nourishing, Virgos are all about service. So you put that combination together, and that's like an action-packed punch. That's what I just heard from Spirit. Those words exactly. Action-packed punch. You end up with somebody who has so much love to give, who, has healthy boundaries. They don't let exes back in. They don't let negativity in, because this is what they're going for. Milk and honey. They don't have time for drama and bullshit and all that other stuff. And I feel like with the milk and honey as the overall energy, it's like you have your cake and eat it too. You have all the sweeter things in life. I just saw somebody taking a milk bath. Okay. Uh, so at the end of the day, love always conquers all. This could be, like I said, sitting down, sharing a meal with someone, because Cancer is all about nourishment, right? Cancers are usually the archetype of the mother standing in the kitchen, cooking this big, beautiful meal for her family, and Virgo is depicted as, making sure everybody's having a good time at that gathering and everything is perfect. It's to a level of perfection. Okay. Um, Again, Virgo, take not bagging on you if you are a Virgo out there, but again, we have to be careful of the level of perfection that we're looking for, because we can be harder on ourselves. Okay, so I'm not saying that you're a Virgo, but what I am saying is, this does have that archetype written all over it. So, Spirit, please show me. Actually, I want to use these cards. So, what does the collective need to work on in order to be able to come into this union with their divine counterpart? What is it that the collective needs to work on to come into union with their divine counterpart? Okay, stop lying to yourself, quit wearing a false self mask, get rid of anybody or anybody or anything that just isn't up to par. If people are deceiving you, let them go. Wedding, okay? Listen, for some of you, it's not coveting what somebody else has, not wanting somebody who's already married, not waiting around for someone who's already married. Reconciliation. Okay. Bottom of the deck, you deserve love. You are lovable. Right? So for some of you, you could already be married. Okay. You could already be married to this person. And I feel that it's working through and setting healthier boundaries. Like, okay, depending on what our partner is lying to us about, some things can be overcome. It's not the end all. And I think that, we talk in the spiritual community so much about, let go and just walk away. And it's not always necessarily necessary. Some things can be worked through. Some people can, overcome whatever issues. They have to look at it. Is it more often than not that my partner has made me feel this way, because, and it's really important too, and I'm getting this very strongly, that we don't allow third parties to be involved in our relationships. I think that that's where, we've gotten too frivolous about talking about our relationships to our friends, to our coworkers. It's almost like we want to talk to anybody that will listen, okay, because Virgo is ruled by Mercury. And I think that it's really important that we keep our relationships to ourselves, because not everybody is so forgiving, okay? And so it's really important that we work through it, maybe with a counselor or, a life coach, or, someone who is completely unbiased to your situation and that can give you advice, you know, that can actually help you and not hinder you based off of an emotional, like when we ask our friends and our family for advice, it's not that they mean to uh, distort our perception, but depending on what they've been through and how they've gotten through it is how they're going to advise you basically. And so they may have been toxic and went and cheated on their partner, and they're like, oh fuck yeah honey, go cheat on him. You cheat on him, you're going to feel so much better. And at the end of the day, they don't mean it in a malicious way, but it could actually steer you off track. And I would hope that you would be smarter than to be like, Aunt Betty, that's not a good idea, but they're looking out for you and they don't want you to hurt. So they want to hurt the person as much as they hurt you, but they might use you to do it. And it's not typically about you and the other person. It's about them and what they went through. And so does that make sense to you? I hope it does. So sometimes the best thing to do is not talk to other people about what's going on in our relationship. For those of you who are, single and have nobody, it's talking about you deserving love. Yes, you have been through deception in your life. And Virgos, I know Virgos because they have had Neptune in their seventh house of relationships now for fucking ever. Virgos have had the wool pulled over their eyes. And it's funny, when I first started shuffling this deck, I saw Neptune at the bottom of the deck when I started shuffling. So, and Neptune can be the dissolver of boundaries. And that's where the deception, that's where the third parties can come in, because Pisces is the ruler of third party relationships because they have no fucking boundaries. So that doesn't necessarily mean that they're cheating on you. Yet, yes, for some of you, they tried to hide the other woman for other man. Hey, women cheat too. Or it could be an auntie that's in the way, or a family member, or a friend who's like, talking shit about this other person. So I feel like, sometimes we end up setting the boundaries with the wrong person and should have set boundaries with the people who were actually getting involved in your relationship. So maybe in the past you've allowed that to happen and you've been an active participant, and maybe it's best now that you learn the lesson and stop letting other people into your fucking relationships. They mean well, but they can actually end up hindering your progress and setting you back. So use your discernment. People mean well. They don't always mean to deceive us. But with that said, I feel like, we are getting to this place. I do feel like Cupid's arrow is striking. And I do feel like there is an opportunity for you to, whether you're reconciling with a person for the first time in this lifetime, or you're reconciling with someone from the past. You could be reconciling with an old husband or wife or whatever. You guys decide, what, let's go ahead and give it a go again. There's been enough time between us. And, I think that we can actually make it this time if we really work together. And I think that if that is the case, you guys have allowed bygones to be bygones. You're setting healthier boundaries. You're recognizing that the other person deserves to have a partner who allows them to feel their feelings. But and to be safe in those surroundings, because again, we go back to Cancer and that safety and security. I can see, some of you sitting down for a meal with someone, and having a conversation about a reconciliation, or about, like, even, it could even be just a date, like, hey, and all of a sudden you're like, wow, I almost feel like I've known you forever. I feel like deja vu here, and we've had these conversations before. So, it's going to be different for each one of you. That's why I'm giving you a few different scenarios. I don't know why a tennis ball is important for some of you. Maybe you like tennis. You could be out playing tennis, and that's how you meet this person. You could be into archery. You could be taking cooking classes. You could even be, online. I don't know why I got online like Scrabble online or something. I don't know. Is there an app for Scrabble and you're like, talking back and forth while you guys are playing against someone and you guys continue to battle and you have great conversation? I mean, listen, the universe works in mysterious ways and weirder things have happened, okay? The universe will sometimes get us into a fender bender, so we have to get out and get the person's phone number, and so hopefully you're not too mad about the damages to your vehicle, but it could turn into something really awesome and really beautiful. So, I mean, this is pretty cool information that we're getting here today on this reading. I don't see anything bad. I just see a couple of warnings about things that maybe we've done in the past. And I think that we need to start working on keeping other people out of our relationships, working on more going back to the source of, the information. It's like, where is this coming from? And then using our discernment. So that is the lesson in all of this. Is there any other last messages that our spirit guides, angels, and ancestors? Okay, there's a few of them. So I'll go ahead and read these. All right, spirit. So time, you are trying too hard. Give it time. The past is now behind you. Release it and embrace new possibilities. A new path is now available to you. Follow it with faith. Listen, you were deceived in the past. That was in the past. The time is up for you to clear that energy so that you can actually walk into the most abundant chapter of your life. And then a message for you. I am thinking of you this very moment. Your love fills me with light. I love you. So listen, you guys, this message for you is with someone that you will be reconciling with in the future. As I said before, it could be someone from the past who understands now the boundaries that you have, and, is willing to work together to build something beautiful. And or for some of you, this is someone from the past. For some of you, this is someone from a past life. Anyway, you guys, I want to thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. If you are interested in a personal reading, all my information's in the description box down below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. You know I appreciate it. And check me out on Facebook and Instagram under the Footsteps to Peace. You guys, I love you all so much, and we will chat again soon. Take care.